So y'all, we are back at the mall today. But this time, we're just going to get food. Hopefully I can find me a salad with some salad dressing that tastes good. And I'm gonna get me a cookie. Food ain't giving. So y'all, I found some ketchup because that goddamn ketchup that they got is nasty as hell. So I found some Heinz. Now if I could just find some good salad dressing, I will be okay, but it don't look like it. So I ended up getting a burger from Meet My Burger. Oh, it's to go.
You go?
To go.
What are yours?
Stop by the cookie jar. Hey. I am actually headed to go get me some ice from downstairs. Because like I told y'all before, they do not believe in giving you ice around here. So I did find an ice machine that's located by the pool. And I don't know. I might decide to just hang out a little bit. I don't know. Come back later. Nah, I'm gonna come back later. I'm gonna come back and film this Q&A video. And then I may go hang by the pool, but I need my ice. And just see, I did lose some weight while I was here because, yeah, the food is just not giving what it was supposed to give. So. What's up, Team DMS? This is probably the video that I've been waiting on, or then maybe not. This video is going to be a Q&A. Well, not really a Q&A. I'm gonna answer questions that people have asked me. I did put a Q&A type thing inside of my community post, and a lot of you guys asked questions, and then I had some on Instagram as well. I'm gonna go find those questions. I have them like put away. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with this question because this is the #1 question that I have gotten asked from so many people. I probably lost a few followers because I had some people kind of comment some negative things like, oh, be careful out there, it's dangerous. It's dangerous everywhere. The only thing, the difference is with having surgery in the United States and having surgery in other countries is when people have surgery in the United States, you don't hear about the deaths and the things like that because you sign a waiver. So pretty much saying that you're not allowed to discuss it, or your family isn't allowed to discuss it and things like that. So that's why you don't hear about it. But I chose to come to Colombia because, for one, I have several people that I know personally that has had butt injections in the past, and they decided they went with this doctor and they were pleased. And a lot of the US doctors, unfortunately, they may take out the silicone and stuff like that, but they don't really care how they leave your butt looking. So I'm not trying to, have the silicone removed and then also looking like a bomb exploded on my ass. And I'm just not willing to look like I went to a butcher. So that was the reason for me choosing to go out of the country. And it was less expensive. Even with the cost of paying for the nurse and paying for the hotel and all of that, the flight, it still didn't add up to the amount of money that I was quoted in the United States. I still paid, money, and it wasn't cheap. I would have paid 3 times the amount going in the United States. So this is what I chose to do. The next question is, how exactly did they remove it, and is there any scarring? Well, there is a scar. I'm not going to show it. I told you guys before, I'm not going to, put my butt on social media and have you guys screenshot and then all that kind of stuff. But there is a scar, and it's pretty much, it looks the way it looks if you had on panties. So I don't know if you guys can, but it kind of goes here and then across. So when I have panties on, you won't be able to see the scar. This surgery required a open technique, which meaning they had to open it up, get everything out and close it and lift it and all of that. So yes, there is scarring. I do, the doctor was not able to get everything out with one surgery, so I do have to come back in 6 months to a year. And at that time, then we'll do reconstruction and things like that. And then I'll be getting, tattoo covered up over it and going about my business. This is from my boo Cinda. How are you holding up emotionally, my Cancer sister? So I am holding up okay. I'm actually an introvert, so I appreciate a long time. My nurse left today. She was the sweetest thing ever. I mean, this lady washed me, cleaned up behind me. My cycle was on. I mean, there was a time when my cycle came on 2 days after my surgery, and I was so weak because I have heavy periods that I couldn't even get out the bed, and she actually changed me and wiped me up while I was in the bed. So I appreciate her. I do. I love her dearly, but I was kind of ready for her to go because I just, I'm an introvert. So we don't hate people, but we just need some time away from people to recharge. I think I'm pretty much okay until I talk to my husband, and I kind of get sad at my kids because I do miss home. I wish I was rich so that I could just go home now and lay down on a private jet. That's another question. I'll get into details on that, but I am doing well. Next question. How long is your recovery time? And what is the process in finding a doctor in Colombia? Wishing you the very best on your healing journey. Well, I did a lot of research on silicone injection removal and doctors and how the process goes and all of that stuff. And I also have referrals and people that actually been that I could talk to. We have a group chat on WhatsApp with dolls who have had surgery, who's getting surgery. I have a surgery page that I only follow. It's like a little secret page I have, and I only follow people that's gotten surgeries and stuff like that, and just kind of go along with their journey. Recovery time is, well, I have to be here a month. So, I mean, even after that month, it's still a recovery. So everybody's body is different, so I don't want to give like a time. I feel like I'm doing great to just be 10 days post-op. So everybody is different. How does the medical care you receive in Colombia compare to the US? I'm aware that many people get various medical procedures done outside of the US, and I wonder what the difference is, if any. Well, that question I pretty much answered. I've also had a tummy tuck in Dominican Republic like 6 years ago. I don't have any complaints with that. It's personal choice. Do what makes you happy, end of the story. Hopefully you're feeling better and wishing you a speedy recovery. How is that silicone is illegal? Did you have an infection? I missed one of your videos on it. Have a safe trip back. Well, silicone is illegal because it's illegal, I believe, everywhere. In most countries, to have a foreign substance injected into your body. For one, free silicone just leaves your body with so many deformities, discoloration, things like that. It's really bad on the body. It looks good at first, but over the years, you start really having your ass just looking fucked up, okay? And it's sad that people are still getting it. I follow a lady on Instagram, Allegra, and she's actually promoting it, booking appointments for people to get it done. And I feel so sorry. And I've contacted her. I've inboxed her and tried to explain to her, like, you know, the dangers of this stuff, and she don't, you know, she shouldn't be doing this, but she doesn't respond. She doesn't care. So whatever. So I did not have any infections. I believe I was starting to. I did show you guys like what was inside of the bag. You can see like some of it was black. It was very, very hard, like hard. It was, my butt was very discolored. It was dark. I couldn't really wear bathing suits and stuff like that without a cover up and things like that. It was bad. I had pain. I couldn't sit down for a long time. Itching, numbness in my hands, fingertips. Yeah. Next question, do you gotta have more surgery, like reconstruction, anything like that? That I did answer. Yes, I do have to get another surgery, just one more, I believe, hopefully. And at that time, he'll do the reconstruction and things like that, and I'll be done. How long are you gonna stay in Colombia? I know the last video you said their recommendation is staying as long as you can, but do you have a time frame? The recommendation was to stay for 21 days. I chose to stay an additional 5 days. So pretty much like a month I'll be here. Some girls come and stay 3 months, 2 months. It just depends. My family needs me, so 30 days is probably all I can do. And I'm struggling to do those 30 days, but I'm definitely gonna stay. I'm not gonna leave early, because what happens is when you leave early, we're not allowed to sit because of the way that the scar is. Like I have to pee standing up. I have to shit standing up. I only can lay on my stomach or my sides. And you can't sit, because if you sit, the scar, the wound will open up. And when, you know, if it's not closed, air gets into there and you get an infection. And almost every single girl that I've ran into or know or looked on their pages or whatever, they don't stay the recommended time. They ended up flying back to the States. The flight is a 3-hour flight. They get back home. When they get off the plane, the womb is open. Now they're in the hospital for a month with an infection. So I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to leave here early just to go stay in the hospital for a month, especially with all of this going on, COVID, and I don't want to be in the hospital. Like, I don't. So I'm going to stay until my womb is ready for me to go. And if the doctor says, well, I think you may need to leave a little, stay a little longer, then that's what I have to do. But I think that I'll be fine. I've been drinking plenty of fresh squeezed juice. I've been taking my Juven, eating lots of fruit and things like that, doing whatever I can for my body to heal so that I could go home. That's the questions. Hi there, praying for you. I noticed in your video you had a breakdown after surgery. Are you still having anxiety attacks after surgery? Also, I see you're walking around, but how is your energy level? You're a superstar, getting up hours after surgery. As I explained before, I also suffer from PMDD. So PMDD is premenstrual dysphoric disorder. You guys Google that. So I was in my time of PMDD along with having surgery. So that's, you know, the emotional just was all over the place. But I am actually fine now. I still cry like a little bit every day, and it's because I miss my family. But it's not, you know, I'm good. I'm actually fine. Robin D. Hello, beautiful. Thank you, and God bless you for sharing this journey. Love your transparency. May you heal well with no complications in Jesus' name. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I solicit all prayers. You know, I have so many people that's actually been praying for me, and I can like feel your guys' prayers. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. You don't know how much of a blessing you've been to me. Does doctor in Colombia do different type of procedures? Do they have recovery suite to stay after surgery for a longer period? Do they offer package for different procedures? For as my doctor, they have their recovery house, or what they consider recovery house, is here at the hotel. This is a 5-star hotel. Very nice, clean. You have a nurse for 10 days. If you want to pay for a nurse to extend your stay longer than that, you can. I don't feel like I actually need a nurse longer than that. I mean, besides the fact that my nurse used to bathe. I'm from Florida, so we say bathe. She used to bathe my legs, wash my legs and my back and stuff, because it's gonna be I can't bend over. So that part I'm gonna miss about her, because now I really can't wash my legs because I can't bend over. But and they also have a actual recovery house. But I did not want to stay in a house with a bunch of people with COVID and all of that. Even though you're required to take a COVID test, you only required to take a COVID test for surgery. So it doesn't mean you can't contract that, after that and all of that. So I'd rather be at a hotel. That was just my personal choice. And like I said, I'm an introvert, so I'd rather be by myself. Feisty one. What was the moment that you decided to get the silicone removal? What made you finally make the decision? You may have already shared it. Have you seen any health improvements yet? I lost over 100 pounds, and I remember when I couldn't keep up with my kids, and that's when I decided to change and lose weight. What is the hardest part about surgery, emotionally and physically? How is your confidence level since surgery? I mean that in the nicest way. Well, honestly, I'll start with the first part. What made me decide to get the silicone removal? Well, this is something that I have been looking to getting done for the last probably 5-6 years. I just, I was at a point in my life at one point I couldn't afford to be off work. Like, take off work that long? Who the hell gonna pay my bills? Like, who, you know what I mean? Like, this was before marriage and all of that. And even being married, I'm like, I wouldn't put my husband into no kind of strain or nothing like that. It came to a point where it was either I'm gonna get it out or I'm just gonna keep suffering until I'm dying. I had extreme pain, and I didn't really talk about it with my husband, because I was ashamed. Like, I didn't even like him touching my butt or anything. So it just came to a point where I couldn't take it anymore. I was tired all the time. My hair was falling out. Can't sit for too long. It was just time to come out. It was getting really, really, really bad. I had this one spot that was it started out like this, and it just got longer and longer and longer and longer. And it hurt. It was time to come out. I couldn't keep it in no longer. No matter how much I tried to keep putting it off, it was definitely time to come out. And the hardest part about the surgery, emotionally and physically, honestly, the hardest part for me was, I guess I would say, when my period came. And that was the part that I knew was gonna be hard, because I have uterine fibroids. So my periods are heavy. When my period comes on, it's like a murder scene. So trying to keep the faja, then I had to take my faja off for like a week. Well, until my period slowed down. It was just, that part was really hard. Emotionally, I guess I'm kind of a strong person, so I'm okay with that. I guess I'm also very independent, so having to depend on somebody to bathe me, shower me, take my panties off, put them on for me, that was a lot. I couldn't have done it without my nurse. My husband did. When he was here, he bathed me. One time when my nurse was, she left out, he put my pad on for me and all of that. So just know that if this is something that you plan on doing, getting these shots, just know later on down the line, these are the things that you are gonna have to deal with. And I know my husband loved me because that was a lot for him to do that. You know, he's gone now. He'll be back this weekend. So, yeah, I think that was the hardest part, is just being dependent on people when I'm a very independent person. Doctor that I use, somebody asked what doctor did I use? Juan Carlos Torres. He's in Barranquilla, Colombia. I go see him tomorrow. I do have to get another procedure done on my sides, and then that's it. And then somebody else said, how are you feeling today? I am feeling great. I'm feeling great. I've been to the mall twice. I went yesterday to get me something to eat from the mall. Yeah, I'm good. So I guess I pretty much summed up all the questions. And I thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys so much. Keep my channel going. I know you guys are used to getting tutorials and things like that, but unfortunately that's not what's going on in my life right now. And I could have just abandoned y'all, but God said that I needed to share this with people to help some people, and I know that it's gonna help somebody. Somebody actually wrote me in the comments and said that she had 3 nieces that was looking to get this done, and she showed them my video, and 2 of them have changed their mind, and that's my goal. My goal is to bring awareness to this, because right now we're living in a pandemic inside of a pandemic. There are so many women that got butt shots years ago, you know, because it was the thing everybody was doing. But it also wasn't something that we knew what would happen. The person that injected me isn't in prison right now. Somebody did die. And I think I was injected with baby oil. It wasn't even silicone. I met some other people that was injected by him as well, and they was like, they remember seeing some baby oil in his bag. And it's crazy because I remember when we got injected and it was coming back out, and like our clothes was greasy. And I'm like, why the hell is this shit greasy? And I'm like, you know what? That bitch probably put damn baby oil in us. You know, just, I can blame the person, but it's my fault for going in somebody's living room, laying on their couch, getting injected in my ass. But at the same time, come on, man. Like, that's fucked up. Like, that's really messed up. You know, that you did that to people and didn't even care. You know, he lied and said he worked at a doctor's office, and that he got the silicone from the doctor's office. It's just a lie, you know? So, again, I say, don't do it. Say no to butt shots. If you must have an ass, go see a doctor. Do your research. Get you a BBL. But don't get no butt shots. Because the money that you're going to spend in the end is going to be... If I could take it all back, I wouldn't have done it. So it was $25,000, $30,000 then to get a BBL. Now you can get one for $5,000, probably less than that. So definitely do your research, and just don't. If you go into a salon or somebody's house or a hotel, don't do it, please. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you for the next video.